Guys, and today we're gonna look at the Transformers 40th anniversary, a reissue of the G1 Soundwave. Also Revenant, Soundwave's a big toy, I guess. Anyway, let's start with the cassette form. The cassette recorded form, which is actually pretty good. And is pretty good. And pretty as detail. It has some functionality too, like an on and off switch and a volume control, which makes it feel real. But of course you can't push the buttons. 0 out of 10. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, for gimmicks, we can eject this. And you can flip this out to reveal the batteries, which of course are not real. Anyway, this is pretty good, along with some size comparisons. Like for this, look, the Charizard, and of course Team Mutant Mayhem Mikey. And of course the Marvel Legends Black Widow. Jesus, she's tall. Anyway, let's get him transformed. Get in there. Fine. Wait, that didn't take me most of the video? Oh! And because this figure is based on the original figure, it has the same amount of steps and the same amount of transformation steps. In fact, it's so easy that you can barely even touch the instructions. There's no spinning around body parts, no doing some weird yoga. This is one of the few times in my history where I didn't have to suffer. And here we have the robot mode. Of course, this is pretty tall. In fact, so tall that I'm holding this tablet. Anyway, this is Super G1 accurate. And it looks so cool. And of course, the same cassette deck. I love how the batteries in the cassette mode translate into the cannon, the robot mode. And of course you can store it on the back, but how would you do that? But how can you have Soundwave without a shoulder cannon? You know, unless you're a godless heathen. So of course the shoulder cannon is necessary. But the other battery turns into his weapon. Just extend that and take one of the missiles, which come out like building a Gundam, and just put it and put it in his hand and put it into his hand. Now that's a high quality blast right there. No, not this one. I'll review him another time. Anyway, what about his cassettes? First off, we'll start with Laserbeak, which goes into his chest, of course. Just better need a moment. Just shut it in there and close it. And of course he can just like that. So of course let's transform it. And here we have Laserbeak right here, which is super cutesy. Also, I forgot to mention, the toes here are made of die-cast metal, and so is the upper part of this guy. And of course, he can also pose with the hinge joint at the neck, hinge joint at the neck, which allows him to look up that far and look down that far. The wings have a hinge joint, which is a hinge joint here, and hinge joints at the feet, which are stiff due to these. Anyway, let's get on to Ravage. Oh, where's Ravage? Oh, right there. Ah, fuck. Anyway, here he is, which is the least clever of the cassette cons. It just looks like a trash compact cat. And if you think that's funny, it's not. Anyway, he can also transform. And here we have Ravage, which is actually pretty good, though it looks like a flat bucket. But he can't stand up. 0 out of 10. But I'm just kidding. What helps him is that he has a hinge joint at the neck. He'll look up that far due to the transformation and look down that far. A rotation at the arm, leg, bend at the elbow, and a hinge joint at the paw. And of course, fuck. And of course, there was also a hinge joint at the hind leg. Bend at the elbow, or is that the ankle? And a hinge joint at the foot, or is it the toe? Anyway, let's get on to the main event himself, Soundwave. He has a swivel at the head, and look all the way. Let's make sure this doesn't hinge up. Got a rotation at the arm, a bend at the elbow, has a thigh swivel here. Yeah, you like that, the swivel here. Though he doesn't have a beautiful spread, you can extend these and swivel them, but a beautiful spread. Technically a backwards elbow bend, and a hinge joint at the toe. Posability here is pretty good, and it's so enjoyable to pose. Now let's put him to the size comparison. Again, here's Mikey. Black Widow, Charizard, and Charmander. Boom! So overall, I give this a 5 out of 5. Anyway, that's the end of the review, and I'll see you guys in the next review.